The College Foundation of North Carolina is here to help all students in North Carolina with planning for, applying to, and paying for college. While that last one, paying for college, is what we're talking about today, just know that you can find lots more information to help you with the rest on CFNC.org. As you look at your college options, you may be confused about how much college really costs, what kinds of financial aid are out there, and how to apply. It can all be very overwhelming. But don't worry, CFNC is here to help you every step of the way. We have tons of information for students and families on how to pay for college. So hang in there. There are ways to pay for college without going broke. First, let's talk about the ways to save on the hidden costs of college. Some come up before you're even admitted. For instance, college application fees. They can really add up. Four-year colleges and universities can charge between $30 to $85 or even more. So if you're applying to multiple colleges, it can start to get expensive. One great option to save on college application fees is College Application Week during North Carolina's Countdown to College Month. During College Application Week, many colleges and universities in North Carolina waive their application fees. All you have to do is click Submit on your application through CFNC.org. This year, College Application Week will actually be 2 full weeks of free college applications from October 19th to October 30th. And go ahead and check out CFNC.org for all the details. But are there any other ways to save on hidden college costs? The short answer is yes. Check in with your school counselor to see if you qualify for any other waivers for college applications or for college admissions tests. Now that we've talked about the hidden costs of college, let's move forward to the actual cost of attending college and how do you pay for it. To start to figure out what it's going to cost to go to college, it's really important to start looking up the cost of attendance at each school you're considering. The first part of the cost of attendance to consider are the direct costs. This is everything you receive a bill for from the college, like tuition and fees. Tuition covers your classes, and fees cover various services that the college provides, like health services, on-campus transportation, academic centers, and more. If you're planning to live on campus, you'll also have additional direct costs in the form of room and board. You may also have the direct costs of health insurance if you don't have health insurance already. But direct costs aren't the only costs to consider. There are also several indirect costs for which you don't necessarily receive a bill up front, but that students still need, like books and supplies, personal transportation, and miscellaneous personal expenses. Each college will have a different cost of attendance, and you can find that on their websites, usually on the admissions and/or financial aid pages. Once you have a better idea of what school's going to cost, that's when we have to look at how do you pay for that. One way to save on those college costs if you're planning to go to college in North Carolina is to make sure to fill out the North Carolina RDS or Residency Determination Service interview as soon as possible. The first reason to fill out the RDS is so that you can qualify for in-state tuition at the UNC system schools or community colleges in the state of North Carolina. In-state tuition has a lower sticker price than out-of-state tuition. The next great reason to fill out the RDS is to qualify for any state grant funds. State grants are free money and they can be used at any North Carolina institution, whether that's a community college or a four-year institution, public or private. So where can I find the RDS? You can find it in a couple of different places. You can find it on CFNC.org in the Apply to College section, or you can go directly to ncresidency.org. No matter which way you get there, you're going to need to use your CFNC login to log into the RDS system. If you already have a CFNC account, great, use that. If you don't yet have an account, there's an option to create one as soon as you go to the RDS page. So let's talk about the kinds of information you'll be asked to provide on the RDS. To show you qualify as a North Carolina resident, you will need to provide personal identifying information and information that ties you to North Carolina, such as your address, some tax information, and also car registration information. Depending on your responses, the system may ask for additional information to establish residency, like driver's license information, voter registration, employment details, or more. And here's a quick pro tip. Don't skip questions unless you have to. If the system doesn't have enough information to classify someone as a resident, it will automatically classify them as a non-resident. As you get started, make sure to note that there's tons of resources to help you along your way. There's frequently asked questions for students and parents, and then also a number of resources that are linked on the resources page, including a step-by-step webinar. The next way to save money on college costs is to fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. The FAFSA is the primary application for many types of financial aid. It is required for almost all colleges and is used to determine eligibility for federal, state, and college-specific funds. Colleges use the FAFSA to determine student eligibility for need-based programs like grants, scholarships, work-study programs, and student loans. To find the FAFSA, go to studentaid.gov or fafsa.gov. Or if you prefer to use your phone, there's a free mobile app called My Student Aid. The first step to filling out the FAFSA is to create an FSA ID, which is going to be your secure account that will also act as your signature after you've completed the FAFSA form. It's best to create an FSA ID ahead of time to make sure the process goes smoothly. And don't forget that the student and one parent will each need to create an FSA ID. Make sure to save these logins in a safe place because this application is completed each year you need aid. The FAFSA application opens October 1st each year for students applying to attend college the following year. So if you're applying for aid for the 2021-2022 school year, that application will open October 1st, 2020. You're going to want to apply as early as possible. Grant funds or free money can run out and are generally based on both eligibility and the date of the FAFSA submission. Also, check with your college for financial aid or scholarship deadlines, as some of those can occur prior to application deadlines. Just like RDS, your FAFSA application will need identification, taxes, and other information from both you and your parent. The FAFSA will ask for information about income from 2019, so it's a good idea to have a copy of your 2019 tax returns when you sit down to complete the FAFSA. The FAFSA may also ask about assets you have the day that you file the FAFSA. This includes savings accounts, investments, and real estate, but does not include the house you live in, designated retirement accounts, small businesses, or family farms. Once you've signed and submitted your FAFSA, make sure to check your email for your confirmation page and then your student aid report in the next few days, which will provide important information about federal aid you qualify for and any further information that might be required. Studentaid.gov has lots of information about FAFSA and federal student aid programs generally. Also, check out the Pay for College section on CFNC for FAFSA information and assistance by phone, by email, or by appointment. The next way to save money on college is scholarships. There's no one place to find scholarships. Often, the most time you'll spend on scholarships is not the actual applications, but finding scholarships you qualify for and to which you'd like to apply. The best approach is often to start local and work your way out. There's money that's designated and needs to be awarded to students from your school, your county, your region, and so forth. In general, this means the more local the scholarship, the fewer applicants. First, find out how your school counselor puts out information on scholarships. Local organizations looking to award local students often find candidates by advertising with local high schools and counseling departments. Next, look at local community organizations. For instance, some faith communities and churches have scholarships, and certainly some employers may also have them. Either your job or maybe even a parent's job may have a scholarship available for you to apply to. And don't forget about your college's websites. Look at both admissions and financial aid sites initially to see what scholarships are available. Some scholarships are ones that you may qualify for during the admissions process, and others may involve an outside application. The next important place to look for scholarships and other ways to pay for college is, you guessed it, CFNC. Check out the scholarship search. You can filter scholarships to those in your area, types of colleges, dollar amount of the award, and more. Remember, just like there's no one place for scholarships, there's no one time to find scholarships. There are new scholarships opening throughout each year, so keep plugging away to earn that extra money for college. And don't forget, you can apply for scholarships each year you're in college and graduate school too. We've talked about how to pay for and save money on college. So the next step is to get started. Make sure to check out all the great resources on CFNC to help you plan for, apply to, and pay for college. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube. Find out who your regional CFNC representative is and follow them too. We know the college process can be tough, but we're with you every step of the way.